Hello, and welcome to Turn to Your Doom, a choose your own adventure podcast where we follow the many paths and meet the many ends of various choose your own adventure books. Today, we're going to be finishing up Time Travel in, well, it's not the entire book, but it's another branch. With me is somebody whose grandmother has gone missing, Art.
Oh, no, she died. That's what happened. She's
That
dead.
explains so much.
Yeah.
Turns out we just had to go to the cemetery.
And she didn't leave me in her
was there
fucking
the whole
will.
time.
So now she's...
Damn it! Fuck. I live in a state where the estate goes to the living spouse, so you know.
Well, I just thought
And
I'd
then
get
to the
like
children.
one thing. I thought I'd get one thing from her, but no.
No.
I mean, I wasn't gonna get her house.
Is this the same grandma that canned a lot?
No, that's a different one.
Okay,
This
never mind.
this is grandma. I never told you this, but she would make cheesecake all the time, and I fucking loved it.
Oh hell yeah!
Also, she never made me work because I was a man and I wasn't supposed to do housework. Little did she know I wasn't one. I scammed her from all...
Oh my god.
Also, she was weirdly racist. Like her
so you scammed her ass.
Well, the thing is, it's like her sexism outweighed her racism. So I got all the benefits. My little sister didn't.
Damn. He scammed her. Damn. You can get out of almost any curse.
I don't think I talked about this one. I don't think I talked about this grandma with you.
No,
There's
you
a whole
have not.
other person.
Well, I knew she was racist. You've talked about that.
Yeah, I haven't talked about like her in depth, like on the name of a podcast before. Just a new person, new art lore dropped. I also had another shitty related relative.
Surprise! Amazing. Yeah. We're gonna be reading another path of time travel in. There's still more. There's a lot in this book. It's bigger than normal choose your own adventure books. But so at the beginning we had two choices. We could either go find our dad or go down into the basement. We've done both of those, at least partly. So this is the option. So when we get into the little plane, the children's ride that you put a quarter in, the doggy door, I believe it's called. You can hear people coming from upstairs down the staircase, and you have the option to either just go and ignore them, or you have the option to stay and see what's up. So we're going to explore the path where if you stay and see what these people want, whoever they are. So...
Wait, did we do two
you
parts?
walk to the bottom... we've already done 2 parts, so this is number 3.
Okay.
There are 4 distinct branches on this. And we're on the shorter side of the book.
Okay.
So, you walk to the bottom of the stairs and call up, "Who's there?" A woman and a man wearing tight red coveralls race down the stairs. "Freeze!" the woman shouts. "You're all under arrest." "What?" you demand. "Who are you? What are you doing down here? This is private property." The man pulls out a gleaming badge. "We're the Multiverse Police, and you're about to be in violation of Bylaw 57.1, Appendix B, unauthorized multiverse jumping. It's a serious crime." "The only crime here is your leotards," scoffs Trent. The male agent blushes. "They're unitards." He walks over to the plane and grabs the instruction manual. And this is contraband is ours. Now come with us because... Hold on. The woman presses her hand to her ear. We got an emergency in Sector 97? She looks at you. This is your lucky day. So we're letting children off with just a warning. Now if you want to avoid an untimely death, get out of this basement and forget you ever saw it. And with that, she and the man sprint up the stairs and are gone. Well, that was unexpected, says Damien. Yeah, I just got unexpectedly robbed in my own house, you exclaim. I don't know who those clans think they are, but they're not getting away with this. Trent grins. Yeah, I can hear that phone conversation. Hello, police? 2 strangers in leotards broke into my grandma's multiverse diary. Unitards, you correct. Getting back to the plane's cockpit. And I don't need to call the police because I can take care of this myself. Now get in, if you're coming. Damien and Trent shrug and climb aboard. The dashboard's dial is set to Earth 1. You click it forward to a choice that reads, Myth Taken. Damien pops his 2 quarters into the coin slot. As the quarters rattle down, the plane jolts into motion, lurching forward and rolling back, only to lurch forward again. Some ride, mocks Trent. And in a blink, the 3 of you are at the end of a wide hallway. A woman sitting at a desk looks up. Oh, hello, she says. I didn't think we had anyone from your area scheduled today. And my, your group was young and unarmed? You must be extremely gifted. That's a little disconcerting when they're like, oh, you're unarmed.
Oh, you got here without a gun? Wow.
No tire irons? Amazing.
Normally people need at least a disintegration ray to get here.
Yeah. At least a cattle prod. You're tongue-tied, but Trent plays it cool. We are extremely gifted. But, where are we? The woman stands up. Satirus, of course. And she walks out from behind the desk. You gasp. She has the legs of a deer. Seeing you stare, the woman says, Oh, I forget that you humans are so sheltered. You've heard of fauns, right? Half human, half goat from Greek mythology. She doesn't wait for your answer. Instead, the faun walks briskly to a massive steel door. You'll want to get started right away. But just a reminder before you begin, whatever you do, don't disturb the Jabberwock. Get started, you repeat, feeling lost? The Jabberwock? The faun frowns and points to a sign on the wall. Notice, Griffin tears work wonders. 2. Beware the Jabberwock. As you know, a griffin's tear is powerful magic. It can even bring the dead back to life. That sounds fake, Trent says. Yeah, are you sure you're not thinking of phoenixes you offer? Is that still what they're teaching you, the faun asks, rolling her eyes. And as for the Jabberwock, she continues, the less said, the better. She throws an immense bolt off the steel door and pushes the door outwards while impatiently motioning you through the doorway. Well, what are you waiting for? Cleverly reply. If you follow the faun's orders, turn to page 110. If you stay to ask more questions, turn to page 128.
Let's ask more questions.
Okay, 128. Would you mind if we stayed inside here for a little while? You ask. The faun shakes her head. You paid a lot of money to go hunting here, but if you insist, maybe you'd like to see the Hall of Trophies first? She gestures down the hall. You can see there are large objects mounted on the walls. You can't make them out. Walking closer, you see what they are. What the heck? Demands Damien. These are all monster heads. He's not wrong. There is a huge head near you that looks like an immense fanged armadillo. Next to it is a woman's head, but she has both antennae and antlers. Next to it, there are familiar heads from myths and folklore. You see the 9 serpentine heads of a hydra, and right next to it is a golden retriever. And down the hall, you see a red dragon head the size of an electric car protruding out the wall. Cool, says Trent. People pay to travel to Satirus to hunt? Then they mount the trophies here? But people aren't the only ones who hunt here, you say. Look! Someone new has materialized on your airplane. It looks like a tall baboon covered in scales, and it's wearing a gown that shimmers and reflects light. The creature speaks quietly to the faun, and you hear her answer, Yes, those 3 are fair game, but be careful. Based on their harmless appearance, they must be quite dangerous indeed. You guys, you whisper to the boys, we have to get out of here. But even as you speak, a dart suddenly appears in Damien's neck. His eyes go wide and then he collapses. Trent topples next, and then you feel a sting in your arm. Your knees turn to water, and as you fall, you see the scaly baboon towering over you. It pulls out a large knife. Luckily, the dart must have paralyzed your nervous system, so you barely feel it as your head is delicately and almost politely removed from your neck. The end. Damn.
That sucks.
I think that's the roughest ending we've gotten so far.
Yeah, that's definitely pretty rough.
Getting beheaded by a baboon. Yeah, it is a sparkly gown. There's a little, illustration of it. Alright. So, if we go with the other way and we just go through the door, the fawn waves the three of you out the mammoth door. Good luck on your hunt, and when you're done, just knock 3 times on this door. The massive door slams shut in your face, and you find yourself outdoors. The door itself is set in a steep hillside. It overlooks a meadow, and beyond that is a forest. This is all so weird, exclaims Damien. But if we're on a hunt, it's a good thing I brought weapons. He rummages in his camo fanny pack and pulls out a ridiculously small pair of nunchucks. Stay behind me if anything gets scary, he says, twirling them around. Well, we know from one of the previous branches we did, those nunchucks are deadly. He knocked out a fucking wizard with them.
Okay, I don't know if I said this in the last one. I feel like, unless that wizard also works out, it's not that hard to beat up a wizard.
He looked kind of fit. There was an illustration of him. He kind of did. I mean, he didn't look scrawny, at least. Yeah. Maybe. Well, no, he has a bunch of flowy clothes on. He could be scrawny.
But I'll also just say, like, nunchucks they hurt.
Yeah, they're actually very heavy. There's a reason why people knock themselves out with nunchucks if they're not careful.
Like the whole reason why they're weapons is because they're heavy chunks of wood that you amplify through swinging. Amplify the force by swinging. It's like a step above a club. That's the reason why we have stuff like flails and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's
see. Trent just rolls his eyes. Anyway, how are we going to find your parents and grandmother Astrid? Let's ask them, you say as a group of small people emerge from the forest. Its members are heavily armed with spears, rifles, and even what looks like a bazooka. Wait, are those leprechauns? Suddenly, there's a chilling roar from above, and a mammoth-winged lion with an eagle's head swoops down from the sky. It lands in the center of the group, pouncing on an unlucky leprechaun. The rest of the group starts screaming and running away. That's a griffin, Trent exclaims. The leprechauns have all scattered, so you and the boys try to quietly tiptoe away. Hello, the griffin calls out. It flaps its wings once and lands near you, the dead leprechaun in its talons. Where are you three going? Oh, hi, you say. We, didn't see you there. The griffin's massive eagle head looks strangely familiar. Then Damien starts whipping his nunchucks around, so you add, don't worry, he's not dangerous, except to himself. Not dangerous? The griffin chuckles. Not dangerous? It keeps laughing and gets so hysterical a tear forms from one of its eyes and drops into the grass. I'm Merkwing, the griffin says after it catches its breath. Few things on Satyrus are more dangerous than me. So, for the gift of laughter, I shall spare your lives. Thank you? You gulp. Just one more thing, says the griffin. My brother Redclaw was kidnapped by a sorcerer named Dolores Alkindor. Do you know anything about it? Oh, you think about the huge eagle's head you saw in the Time Travel Inn's lobby. That must be Redclaw. You gulp, because Merkwing is watching you carefully. If you deny knowing anything, turn to page 122. If you tell Merkwing the truth about what you know, turn to page 134.
Let's tell the truth.
Okay, so 134. You swallow hard and take a deep breath and tell the griffin your entire story, ending with your arrival on Satyrus. You even describe the eagle head back in the inn. After you finish, or Merkwing nods. I met your grandmother Dolores when she first linked Earth to Satyrus. She nicknamed our world Myth-Taken, which must be an example of human humor. Dolores proposed bringing hunters from other worlds to Satyrus to hunt for trophies. Naturally, my brother and I opposed this, so now I know how Redclaw was punished for this. As the griffin speaks, you notice Merkwing's large teardrop in the grass at your feet. You pick it up. It feels like soft plastic. Take that with you back to Earth and get Redclaw, the griffin says. Your two friends will stay here with me. As hostages? You ask. As guests. I'll even share my lunch with them. The griffin takes a bloody bite of leprechaun.
Okay, no. I have a I don't know if a problem is the right word. It's a griffin, first off.
It's a griffin. Yeah.
And it's eating a humanoid, which probably means it also will eat, other humanoids. Yeah. Does it share by, puke it? Does a baby bird you? Does it go, what's
chewing up the food and then vomiting it into their mouths?
Yeah. How first off, how is it sharing it? Second off, it's eating the food raw. Clearly, it should probably know by now. Most humanoids need some sort of, well, at least humanoids from Earth need food to be cooked at least partially.
Well, who knows? Maybe leprechaun is fine raw.
Oh, you know what? Maybe it is. Maybe they're made out of candy.
It's the inside is all red cotton candy, and the quote unquote blood leaking out is like cherry cola.
Well, because technically, even raw beef and stuff like that, it's, you can eat raw. It's just it's the bacteria.
Yeah.
And stuff if you could source the food and whatever, you can eat just about any meat raw if you really if you're really careful.
You gotta kind of douse it in something acidic first.
Yeah. God. I have to.
Cannibal sandwiches.
I don't know if I told this before. I probably did because I'm fucking have ADHD and this is how my brain works. But one of my favorite tweets I ever saw was this woman. She posted, "I'm gonna drink 3 liters of lime juice and feed my man ceviche tonight."
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel like she knows how to properly prepare. By the way, ceviche is raw fish cooked it's fish cooked by acid, by some sort of acid like lime juice, and it's a reference to him, eating her out. But you normally eat something pork is it's unadvisable to eat it raw, but that's mostly because pigs have a really high chance of having some sort of bacteria or parasite.
Yeah. Mostly parasites.
Mostly parasites, yeah. But technically we can eat most meat raw. But whatever. I really hope by sharing they don't mean baby birding, because that shit. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to be baby birded by someone who I found attractive. And I'm pretty sure I'm not attracted to this griffin.
Thanks, I'm good, says Damien. Since you have no choice, you go to the steel door and knock 3 times. The fawn lets you in and you take a seat in the airplane's cockpit. Sorry, do you have any quarters, you ask, and the fawn reluctantly gives you a handful of random change. It includes steel washers, gold doubloons, and 4 quarters. You pop 2 in the coin slot, and you blink. You're back at the time travel inn basement. You hurry up to the lobby, where the giant eagle head is mounted on the wall. You thought its eyes were following you, but now you see they actually are. And now you know it isn't an eagle, it's an enchanted griffin. Hi, Redclaw, you say awkwardly. Your brother Merkwing told me to put this in your beak, so please don't bite my hand off, and then I'll take you back to Satyrus. Redclaw's head gives you the eagle eye as you put the griffin tear in its mouth. Then the head blinks. Oh, that's much better, says the griffin. Now back up a little. You do, and there is a terribly loud crash of splintered wood. The entire griffin has just stepped through the wall. After shaking like a wet dog, Redclaw says, I was trapped under a spell cast by an evil centaur. Now, shall we? The two of you take the kiddie plane back to Satyrus. I like the visual of a very large griffin sitting in the back of the tiny toy airplane.
I understand that, you don't always have to fly if you have wings. I understand that.
Yeah.
My problem is, you should fly, Griffin. I don't know how else to say this. You should just fly. Because you're too big. You're just too big. You're too goddamn big.
You're too big.
Yeah.
Just scrunched in the back.
Yeah. But, that's
the two of you take the kiddie plane back to Satyrus. There, the two griffins greet each other warmly. Meanwhile, Trent and Damien have met a newly arrived trophy hunter named Nanak from another world in the multiverse. She is a blue-skinned warrior with a mammoth sword, and Nanak is fascinated by Damien's fanny pack. Merkwing approaches you. Good news, Astrid! Redclaw is so happy to be home, he's agreed not to kill you and your friends. But that is good news, you say, but Merkwing isn't finished. Your portal between our worlds will stay open, but with just one small change. Instead of hunters coming to Satyrus, we will now start sending hunters to your Earth. True, humans are easy prey, but they are also delicious. Wait, what is that doing here? The alarmed griffin is pointing at Damien, who has pulled a random item from his fanny pack. It's a kazoo, you say. Don't let him blow it, cries Merkwing. A kazoo will disturb... Damien plays the kazoo loudly. The Jabberwock, finishes Merkwing. In a flash, the two griffins fly off together, and moments later you hear a loud sound from the forest. You hear something big approaching, and it seems to be burbling as it comes. The Jabberwock approaches, says Nanak grimly. Like that explains everything. The Jabberwock approaches? Repeats Trent. You know, the poem from Through the Looking Glass? Beware the Jabberwock, my son. The jaws that bite, the claws that catch. No? What did they teach children on your world? Asked Nanak, exasperated. I guess this one's on me. The only way to kill a Jabberwock is with a vorpal blade. Seek shelter, children. I deal with this foe. Nanak unseized your sword. You and the boys race to the massive steel door. You knock while the awful burbling sound grows louder. As the fawn slowly opens it, you rush inside, and there is a sound like snicker-snack. Then Nanak's blue head rolls through the doorway. Guess her blade wasn't vorpal enough, you say. Close the door. The four of you slam the door shut.
Don't you hate it when your blade isn't vorpal enough?
God.
It's supposed to be able to cut off limbs and heads like nothing, but no, it only does it kinda.
Should have really sharpened it before you showed up.
Actually, wait. If you were to sharpen, wouldn't trying to sharpen a vorpal blade just cut the whetstone? Like, isn't the whole thing like it cuts through stuff?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, really couldn't. The fawn shakes her fist at you. Don't disturb the Jabberwock. How hard is it? She sprints off down the hall. You look at the plane. Damien, tell me you have 2 quarters. He shakes his head, and there's another smash on the door. If you try to escape on your own, turn to page 97. If you follow the fawn, turn to page 121.
Let's do the first one.
Try and figure it out on our own.
Yeah.
97. There we are. You leap into the toy plane's cockpit while the Jabberwock batters the door from the other side. Its blows leave bulging dents in the steel. Searching frantically, you find a small half-sphere of glass under the dashboard with the label, "In case of emergency, break glass." There's a loud smash as the entire door frame splinters, and the steel door tilts inward. So you punch and break the glass, cutting your knuckles. You reach inside and pull out a tiny remote control. It has a red button and a small dial like the one on the dashboard. "Hurry!" screams Trent. A massive head on a long neck peeks through the bent steel door. You frantically set the remote dial to Earth 1 and push the button as a huge head snakes towards you. And then you're back in the basement at the Time Travel Inn. I'm home again, you think. The three of you sit there for a moment in silent shock. We made it, Trent says quietly. Somehow, mostly thanks to me, we survived. Sorry about the whole kazoo jabberwock thing, says Damien. The three of you go upstairs as you close the trapdoor leading to the doggy door. You hear familiar voices from the lobby. Mom? Dad? You race out and see your parents are surveying the hole in the wall Redclaw made. Oh, Astrid, we were worried sick about you, Mom says. Are you okay? I'm fine, but where were you? You demand. We've been looking everywhere. Your parents exchange a look. Honey, I was just looking for Grandmother Dolores, but I didn't find her, says Mom. But you're here now, and that's the most important thing. And who are these two young gentlemen? You introduce the two boys. Then Damien checks his watch. Oops, I have to go. Want to come over for dinner, Astrid? We're having lasagna. You look at the giant hole in the wall, and how your parents are acting as if everything's normal. No thanks, you say. I have some questions for these two that can't wait. The end. Let's see what the other one... Oh, also an ending. So we're at the end of this branch.
Okay.
So if we decided to follow the fawn instead... Come on, you cry to the boys racing after the fawn. He sees you following and waves you down the side corridor. You can't keep up with me, she says, and the Jabberwock will catch you in a moment. She points at a tiny wooden door set in the wall. This is a secret route back to safety. Now take it and close the door behind you. And with that, she dashes off and is gone. You kneel down and open the door. On the other side is a snowdrift. Behind you, the horrible blurbing of the Jabberwock grows closer. Here goes nothing, you say, and plunge into the snow. Shivering, you stand up and help the boys crawl through. And then you slam the little door shut and look around. Hey, we're back home, says Damien, pointing to the sign at the Time Travel Inn. You feel a vast sense of relief as you run into the inn's lobby. As you blow on your hands to warm up, Trent asks, Where exactly did the fawn say the little door went to? She said safety. Why? Trent just points. Outside the window, a herd of animals are walking through the parking lot. They're unicorns. Right. So if we go back another decision, we're at the part where we had the option to tell Mirkwing the truth about their brother, or if we deny knowing anything. We told them the truth, and that actually worked out. But if we decide to deny everything...
I wonder if it's going to go bad for us.
What? Okay, this is an ending. It's just long. Damien starts to say something, but you elbow him and say, We don't know anything. If we hear anything, we'll let you know immediately. The griffin nods, spreads its wings, and flies off with the deceased leprechaun still in its talons. But Astrid, that griffin thinks your grandma is a wizard, says Damien. Yeah, let's not let the griffin know that we know just yet. Meanwhile, Trent is looking in the grass where the griffin was. Help me look, he yells to you, and you would...
Get this. What if your grandma is wizard in the way that, in the 80s way, where someone was like, wizard, you know? You don't see me do the thing, wizard? But like I'm doing the boot shaka, you know, like shake the hand thing. But what if they're like wizard, you know?
Wizard. Yes.
Like, what if they just didn't understand the slang?
That's very possible if Dolores was like, yeah, I'm a wizard at time travel. And they're like, yes, a wizard.
Oh, you are a wizard.
Oh. Nice. Meanwhile, Trent is looking around the graph where the griffin was. Help me look, he yells to you. You and Damien join him in the grass. For what? Griffin tears work wonders, remember, says Trent. Find the teardrop. Sure enough, he finds the griffin's tear. It's hardened into what looks and feels like transparent rubber. Trent puts it in his pocket, and the three of you explore. You find the nearby ruins of what sort of looks like an ancient Greek temple built by giants. You also discover lots of skeletons, both human and fantastic. Their bones all have crushed skulls, missing limbs, and other marks of violence. You look for any signs of your parents or grandmother, but you don't dare to do something as risky as calling out for fear that you'll attract unwanted attention. The three of you enter the shadowy outskirts of the woods. As you do, you hear a voice call out, Hello, kin of Alcindor. A centaur stands before you. He has chestnut brown fur on his horse half. On his human half, he has a vibrant gray beard and is wearing a University of Wisconsin hoodie. How did you know I'm an Alcindor? You ask. The centaur sniffed. I can smell it. I'm Philolles, by the way. How is your grandmother? I don't know. I was hoping to find her here. The centaur shakes his head. It's been years since I've seen Dolores. And you're the first relative of hers I met. I was first to greet your grandmother when she arrived at Satyrus, he says with pride. And did you eat my grandmother? You asked the centaur nervously. Certainly not, says the centaur offended.
Well, I mean, not in that sense.
It's not weird if it's the human half. But certainly not, the centaur, says the centaur offended. The two of us made an arrangement. She would charge hunters from other worlds to come here and hunt for trophies. She used their money to pay for her scientific experiments. But what did you get out of the deal? You ask, still suspicious. Friendship. Philolles spreads his arms wide. We all did. Look! You see a number of sprites and wood-like elves peeking shyly at you from around tree trunks and branches. Satyrus is home to many gentle folk, says the centaur. These woods alone have dryads, kobolds, fairies, and platypuses. Platypuses? Funny, says Trent sarcastically. What's so funny about it? A voice cracks from the stream. You look, and sure enough, is a talking platypus. Philolles explains that the new off-world hunters go after predators who would otherwise harm his gentler friends. But two griffons objected to your grandmother's arrangement, Philolles continues. So together we removed one of them from the equation. By the way, does Dolores know you're here? Nobody does, you say. And we really must be going. I'm afraid not, says Philolles. You know too much now, and I'm afraid you must stay. But don't worry, you and your companions will make fine homes for the birds. In time, you will be dryads yourself. The centaur is clearly insane. You try to run away, but your feet are rooted in place. Looking down, you see that your legs are now wooden trunks. You look over at Trent, and his face is already puckered into a wooden grimace. Astrid, says Damien as his hair turns to leave. I'm not going to make it home in time for dinner, am I? It was lasagna. Damien's last words are cut off as Bart covers his mouth. You try to reach into your pocket to get Griffin's tear, but your arm won't cooperate. Holding your hand in front of your face, you see bark form over your fingers. Then a rem flies down and lands on it. You are a tree. The end.
Okay, so...
Damn.
So you turn into a tree. They're going to keep you around long enough that you turn into a dryad, basically.
Yep.
Right? Am I... hopefully I'm remembering the things right. Basically, dryads are just, trees that live long enough to, absorb enough, magic or something to become sentient or something?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. I feel like that'd be a better life. They kind of become,
spirits that are mobile. More mobile than a tree, at least.
Yeah, well, trees aren't that mobile most of the time, so...
No. Thank goodness.
Yeah, or not. I don't know. I think I'd like a moving tree as a friend. If I could talk to it.
Yeah.
Although it'd have to be a mushroom. I don't know if I'd... Wait, okay. So you know how I have that, psychological fear of mushrooms?
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be, immersion therapy if I became a mushroom? Like a mushroom
Maybe.
Because, my Ciliads and stuff, D&D and other stuff, I'm pretty down with them, for the most part. As long as they're not trying to take me over.
Yeah. You could be part of a hive mind.
But I heard that black mold fungus is transphobic, and that's why J.K. Rowling. So I don't know if I want to be related to them.
God damn it! So funny.
God,
oh my god!
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay, so me and you. We're not. I don't think we're good representatives of the human race. I think we're. I don't think we're good representation.
What?
because most
Excuse you. Just kidding.
well, because like first off, like most humans have like some sort of survival instinct. Like I don't think like we don't really.
Okay, you have a good point there, at least.
And like I think I'd much rather be like a house cat, honestly.
Same. 100%.
Especially now that we have that serum that makes them live longer. Like eventually, they're gonna come out with that, and then, I'll live forever because I'll just be taking that over and over again.
Yeah.
But being a dryad doesn't sound like awful. In fact, being a tree doesn't sound that bad.
Honestly, no.
It's like my problem is boredom. But I don't think you can have ADHD as a tree.
That's true. That is true.
Like, and I'm not going to search up can trees have ADHD. Actually, I kind of want to. Oh.
Can trees have ADHD? They can do a lot of things, so who knows?
Well, I know they can talk to each other, and I know that they feel pain.
Yeah.
Actually, that...
Yeah.
But I also do that as a human.
Yeah. I don't know I can't remember what university it was at. I think it was the University of Indiana. They did an experiment where they planted a tree upside down. Like, it was a mostly fully grown tree, and then they flipped it upside down so its branches were underground and its roots were on top. And it actually switched them. So the roots started growing leaves, and the branches became roots.
Does that mean if you turn a human upside down and force them to walk on their hands will turn into feet? And their feet
I don't think that works. I don't think that works. I think that's the one place where trees got us beat.
They have us beat in a lot of places. But I feel like also being a dryad would be kind of cool as well. Because like I'd automatically be hot, first off, because dryads are just hot automatically.
Yeah.
And second, I'd have a bunch of tree friends and animal friends. Be in the forest all the time. Get to take a nap during winter.
Yep.
Honestly, you know what? Give me the fuck over here. I'll take their place.
I'll become a dryad any day.
I'll be
a tree for a bit and then a dryad. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm a very patient person.
I'm
despite
talking myself
having
into
ADHD.
this.
Extremely patient.
Yeah, like get rid of my ADHD. I no longer hurt when I'm bored.
Yeah.
I don't feel mental anguish
when you're understimulated. Crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad that we agree that being a human sucks, and that we want to be something else.
I want to be a tree.
I want to be a tree or a house cat.
Yeah, I preferably house cat. Tree's also fine.
Or I could be. Wait, could you turn a cat into a tree and then they turn into a cat dryad?
Oh,
I don't know. I think I'd be able to befriend a cat as a tree. So I'm happy. Okay, I don't know where the fuck we're at right now. I just think that
we've reached the end. We are at the end. That was the last of the choices.
That was the last of the choices? Okay, well, I think that we both agree that first off, I messed up and forgot the second file. I don't know. I didn't save the second file. I can't find it.
It went into the ether somewhere.
They went into the ether, so... also, this is going to be a pretty short episode.
Bart King, the writer of this book, stole it in the middle of the night.
I'm going to be real honest. I don't remember the second part. I remember the first part, so...
second part, we went
the wizard
to...
people!
That was the wizards.
The wizards. Okay, now I remember it now.
When Damien knocked one of them out with his little nunchucks.
Yeah. But yeah, I think out of this one, okay, I don't want to say that this one it sucked for the kids. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Because like, first of all, like, what? Hey, grandma, what the fuck?
Yeah. There is another path where you do meet her.
But I don't care.
You find her. But otherwise, Grandma, what the hell?
Okay, because I am on the side of a lot of prey animals. Like, I don't want all of them to be eaten and everything. But I also understand that, like, predators, like, it's not their fault. They have to.
Yeah. Yeah, like, they're there for a reason.
And, like, the thing is, they're not going to eat all of you. Just get good, you know? Like, you know, if I was a mouse, I just simply wouldn't be...
Yeah. Like, honestly, when it comes down to it, a predator will take an easier meal any day of the week.
Yeah, go to the gym every once in a while, you know? Run a little bit.
Yeah, just make yourself harder to catch and eat, basically.
Also, sometimes a prey animal will just beat the shit out of their predator. The predator, it's not a 100% chance. Like, the best hunter in the world is, like, the black sand cat or whatever, or the Blackfoot cat or whatever. And first off, tiny, looks like a kitten. But, like, it's 60% of the time they get their prey.
Yeah.
60%.
Of big cats, at least. It's the best hunter of big cats. Or wild cats, I should say.
Of wild cats.
Because it's not very big.
Well, the thing is like, but they're also, like, considered, like, the most lethal hunter.
Yeah.
Of, like, one of the most lethal hunters. Like, just don't get old and don't, you know, don't get old and
really,
don't get sick.
Keep a llama around you at all times.
Yeah, or befriend a cat, you know? Befriend a cat.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, there's a reason why farm cats are, you know, tend to be not long-lived, but, like, farm cats are pretty good to keep around.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's just, why, like, these things are intelligent creatures that you're hunting. Like a minotaur? What the okay,
the griffons are obviously sentient and sapient.
Okay, like, the listeners will already know how we feel about minotaurs. We feel like...
yes.
King Minos just sucked, you know?
Yeah, he was just a bad dad.
Not only was he a bad dad, but also, like, why would you... Why'd you do that to your wife? Like, why'd you do this?
You could have been more than a stepfather. You could have been the father who stepped up.
I know, but hunting... I'm gonna sell you a ticket to hunt mythological creatures. Why?
Well, and imagine getting to boast, like, yeah, my son's a minotaur. How fucking cool is that?
But also, Grandma, you know, like, now some of the people are gonna be like, oh, we're gonna sell tickets to hunt humans. Like,
yeah.
Which, I mean, some humans deserve it, but most don't. I feel like,
yeah. Actually, can we elect who gets hunted for sport?
I know about 3,000 named people that should be hunted for sport.
100% we'd be happy with it. And we even have a 50 by 50 square mile zone in Yellowstone Park where it's perfectly fine. It does not break any human laws.
Yeah. But you know, I feel like I'm done yapping here. I feel like, fuck you, Grandma.
Yeah, Grandma, what the hell?
Fuck you.
What we've learned from this book is, sometimes your grandma sucks.
Yeah. Also, just at the end of this, just because I do feel bad that I lost, another episode. The second part was about wizards. It turns out that the main character is, like, a part wizard or something.
Oh, she's like in line for the throne of this magical land where there's two kinds of wizards that oppose each other. One casts spells through sigils, the other ones do it through hand movements. They're at war. Turns out Astrid is the heir to the throne of the sigil wizards.
Her mom was a queen.
You can fight them. You can fight the hand spell wizards, or you can do peer mediation.
Yeah, you can do peer mediation, and, like, they're just like, you know what, this does suck. Why are we doing this?
Which then breaks the mind of the hand symbol wizards. Because he has to confront his daddy issues, and he's not happy about it. And then the main character Astrid is like, yeah, it's a specific kind of magic.
Yeah, so
the current head of the sigil wizards is like, we can never use it again. It's too powerful.
But basically, it's just like, you know, you either help or hinder a wizard war.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, like, most of it's not that interesting, except for the peer mediation. route.
That was so funny.
It was real funny.
There's also an ending where your friends get turned into raccoons. It's a good time.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel a little bad about that, but honestly, like, I feel like we weren't really feeling it except for the peer mediation part. So.
Yeah, peer mediation and then Damien knocking someone out.
Yeah, with dump jokes.
Just straight up. Like, he just comes up behind him. You're like, I can't fight this guy any longer. And Damien just uses physical violence.
Yeah.
To win.
Also, you meet your mom. Your mom's like, yo, I'm a
yeah, and you have the
wizard.
option to stay and be queen, or you can go back home.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I would say that this book overall is interesting, and I would have liked it as a child.
Yeah, it's fun.
I will say though, I feel like the Roman arc is the only one that kind of keeps its momentum.
The other branch we did not do involves pirates.
Yeah, we can do another one in the future.
Yeah,
actually, how long is
that one?
It's
on the longer side. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that at some other point. Just put a note down or something. We can do that as a one-off episode sometime.
Yep. And there is a sequel, so there is a time travel in too.
Which I think you have.
Do we also
have?
Yep, I have it. So we have that also to look forward to. I do like how Bart King writes, and I think this was fun. I like that it's a little different and a little smarter than some of the other books we've read.
Yeah. It's definitely written in more of a way that we would find interesting throughout.
Yeah, it's definitely written for you to explore the other paths.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let's put a. Are we done? I guess.
Yep. Okay. I guess this has been Turn to Your Doom, and remember, sometimes your grandma sucks, and that's okay. It's not your fault.
Yeah, sometimes all of your grandmas suck, except... Actually, wait. Do I have a grandma that doesn't suck? No, I don't. Sometimes all of your grandmas suck.
Dang. All right. Well, bye.
Bye.